Good morning and welcome to the Real Prosperity Project. My name is Tanisha Teering and this is
It's Charlene Reedman. How's everybody doing? We got some summer for a couple days, so that's good news.
yeah, it's gorgeous here in BC. Most of BC is, getting a good hit of summer and um we're like 31 degrees yesterday. I'm hoping to feel that same heat today and kind of lounge in the yard later. How about
Exactly.
you, Shar?
Yeah, same. But probably in close to 30, and it's the one day I wish I did have a pool, but other than that, I really don't need one.
Have a cold bath.
Yeah, I think we get a kiddie pool.
Yeah, kiddie pool. There you go. Put your lawn chair in it and just
Yep.
soak your feet.
Yeah,
Yep.
actually, we live close to the river, so quite often we'll go down to the river and put our lawn chairs in the river, and yeah, it's quite refreshing. But we haven't even done that yet this year.
Oh,
Crazy. Yeah,
just too busy or it just hasn't been warm enough?
has not been warm enough.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's cooking?
So, yeah. Well, we are the Real Prosperity Project, and it is our mission to bring real life to you and ways to look at life prosperously so that, you can see prosperity in all areas of your life, and that's what we're here for. Today, we kind of wanted to talk a little bit more directly about our industry and some key pieces of that. I've been really active on my social media with sharing financial tips and making sure that I've been you know bringing value, and so that's kind of what we wanted to do today, because what we do isn't it isn't sales. What we do is sacred because we change people's lives both in the present and in the future and generationally. And it can be super, super impactful. And so we have a couple of client stories here that I do have permission to share, and we're going to talk about some real life situations and real things that we can actually utilize. So yeah, that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, there's such a stigma around life insurance, and I think again it's just a lack of education about,
Hmm.
everybody's like, "Oh, I'll be dead. Who cares?" Well, your family cares. Just FYI. And the other thing we will have a minute to touch on, Tisha, is there's many different uses of life insurance, and one of the wealthy or the secrets of the wealthy is utilizing life insurance to build wealth. So maybe we'll
Hmm.
touch on that on the end of it. But I know you have a couple great examples to share with everybody today. So yeah.
Yeah, I have some incredible, stories about life insurance and their uses. Now, I am so sorry. I'm gonna throw my phone away so it's not interrupting us. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Um, so I have two clients. I have paid out one death claim, not on insurance, but on an insurance product. And I have a client who is in desperate need of utilizing one of the programs that comes along with her very small piece of life insurance.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to share, she is 72 years old. Okay. And her husband is severely disabled. I'm not going to go into too much details because some people that I know might be able to figure it out if I go into too much detail
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the clients. But basically, they're an elderly couple. She is the sole provider and caregiver of her husband. Her husband is severely disabled. He is not able to walk or able to get out of bed without help and assistance. And so when her and I sat down and we were talking about trying to get or how we can maneuver things so that she could qualify for home care with nursing to help with that physical need, um, I noticed that they didn't have a plan. There was no plan in place for if something happened to her, what would happen to him. There was no will, there was no bit of money to help with the costs associated with passing away. And so Charlene and I work with a company called Everest, and they have amazing programs that are actually quite unique to WFG. But what I did for this client is I got her a small $10,000 policy that was, it would be just enough to pay off the costs of passing away, the funeral, the burial, whatever the choices were. Now, this product comes with a will, comes with a power of attorney, comes with a living health directive, comes with something called Tenzing, which is a online storage vault for all your pictures, passwords, all that stuff, and it comes with a funeral concierge. So this is something people don't want to talk about, but it's really important because your family, when they're grieving, doesn't want to deal with all of that stuff. They don't want to deal with the phone calls. They don't want to deal with the plans. This service does that for you because when you're still alive, you've planned it. You've
Yeah.
put in all your wishes, you've made sure everything's prepaid for, everything's planned, or not prepaid for, sorry. That was a, but everything's planned and ready to go so that instead of your family or your loved one having to call 50 different places, go through a checklist, they get to call one phone number, one, and everything else is dealt with. So for someone that has a physical disability, still good up here, but has a physical disability and cannot do all of that stuff, now everything is pre-set up, and with that life insurance, that small piece, it will pay for it. So the loved one doesn't have to think about it. They just have a magnet on their fridge that says a phone number and a policy number so that it can be dealt with very easily and properly. And she was so excited that we were able to set that up for her for a very reasonable price, you know, and take care of her husband if something happens to her. It was beautiful. She hugged me, she thanked me, she cried a little, and oh,
Oh,
forgive me, I
bless
have a
you.
cold.
Well, I have that for my kids, like for me. So when I kick the bucket, they just call the 1-800 mom died,
Hmm.
and Everest will take care of it. They'll walk them through and let them know step by step what's going on. And like last thing I want my kids to do is go down to the funeral home and have to start picking stuff out and paying out of pocket. It's not fair to them. Why should
No.
they pay for me?
Yeah.
Right? So, they got, I think mine's 50,000. So they'll have a little left over to have their party.
Yeah.
And I
Mine's
don't get, I don't,
50,000 too.
I don't have to get buried in the backyard. So it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have it. I have other life insurance too to top up for generational wealth, and we're going to talk about that in a bit. But I also have the Everest package because it is very, very, very important to protect our loved ones and give them that opportunity to grieve and go through things in their own motion and not have to worry.
Do you know what even comes down to what can hold up some things is, well, I don't know if that person wants to be cremated or do they want to be buried? That is an intense question. Now, if you have everything in place and it's plain and simple, the family knows what to do next. Like,
Yeah.
who would have thought that that would be a big decision?
Hmm.
I've seen it in action.
It
I've
is
seen
a
it,
big decision.
and it deadlocks people.
Hmm. And it can cause division in families too.
Hmm.
Because I know from my own personal experience with my mom passing away, my mom and I had these conversations. My brother and sister live away. It wasn't something that they had never had this conversation with my mom. But my mom and I had that conversation of what she wanted. She wanted to be cremated. She didn't want to be buried. It was not what she wanted. She actually sent me a song on YouTube and she said, "This is the song I want played at my funeral." It was tough. It was tough for me to hear it, but it was very important. And so when I told my brother and sister what my mom's wishes were, they were like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "I'm positive." But, they were second guessing me because it wasn't on paper.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I hope you change my picture. I look cranky.
It's okay. These clips don't actually matter. I've learned that
Okay.
it takes random clips from
Oh, good. Because I'm like, wow, who woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning?
both of us look cranky.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but yeah, super important. But yeah, like there's, it's crazy, you guys. You think about it, when you go buy your TV, they ask you, oh, do you want the extended warranty? Or, when you go get your car, well, you can't drive it until you get the insurance on your car. Oh, hey, when you get your mortgage, you need a um, homeowner's insurance on your house in case you have a fire or whatever. Like, but then it comes to us, the people that pay for the mortgage, the car, the everything, and then we're like, ooh, oh, we don't really need that. And you know what? And there's different ranges. I mean, you can do something that's super like inexpensive that covers you in the short term, or you can do something that build um, generation wealth for the long term and provide that protection for when you do pass away
Hmm.
later in life. So yeah, there's so many different ways to utilize it. Even when it
Hmm.
comes down to corporations. Hey man, did you know you can this is a huge one, but you know if you have a corporation, you can utilize high value life insurance policy to help build your business. Like there's so much. Like I didn't ever grow up thinking I'm going to be into life insurance ever. Like dealing with it,
Hmm.
it is fascinating. I find it very fascinating.
I find it fascinating too. And I find like so as Charlene just mentioned, there's different types, to fit budgets, to fit your lifestyle, to fit your needs. But what's really great is those products can all be layered, the
Yeah,
permanent, the long term, the generational wealth ones, and the short term products that would cover off debts or mortgages or things like that. It can all be layered to make a really proper plan for our clients to make sure that they're covered for their whole life and for everything that could happen in between.
exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
and then there's pet insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes,
know what
there
I'm saying?
is. Yeah. And, something that's really important in that layering process is actually critical illness and disability.
Absolutely.
It is all too often that I see GoFundMe's because something tragic happened. Somebody got diagnosed with cancer. Somebody got into a motorcycle accident and is paralyzed, or like, you know, these things happen and we never know. We can't predict.
And did you know you can put critical illness on a brand new baby, 30 days old? They have to be 30 days. But um, it can be so devastating. Now, the reason why there's critical illness, it's actually not that old. It was brought into effect by a doctor back in the 80s. And the reason why he brought this in is because he was seeing people recover from their illnesses, but still struggling because their finances took a huge hit, right? So can you
Mhm.
imagine? Oh, here's something just super crazy I just read the other day about a family having, okay, we live in the north and in BC, and our healthcare is, I don't know what's going on. Um, but a simple day procedure for their child, they want them to go all the way down to Richmond, BC. So that's about a 15 to 18-hour drive from here. And then they want the family to stay there for 10 days for day surgery in Richmond because they don't have the doctors up here to do it anymore. And it's,
Wow.
so that, you know, um, you know, now you're 10 days out of work.
Yep. And you know what? It's so expensive to stay down there.
Yeah, because you can't even do Airbnbs anymore in BC. Yeah. So you have to find something, family,
Hmm.
shady hotel, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the answer would be.
Yeah, and hotels are freaking expensive. They're minimum like $200 a night now.
Minimum.
Like, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Or you have to stay in some sleazy, scary neighborhood
Yeah. Right?
to afford it. It's crazy. And you know what? It is, it's terrible, but I personally have I have two boys, both of which have had a critical illness.
Yeah, that's
They
crazy.
recovered fully from them, but I wish that someone had talked to me about critical illness when they were babies because
Easily.
I had to personally use a GoFundMe to get through one of my son's illnesses.
Yeah.
Because I had a brand new baby, 3 months old, and I had a very sick 10-year-old.
Yeah, that's
He
not
had
fun.
meningitis, and we were in the hospital, and it was not good. We got shipped up to the children's ward in Prince George. It wasn't good. We were there for 10 days. And I mean, through people's kindness and everything, we were able to get Garrett, my husband, up there and like help with this fuel. And it was right before Christmas time,
Mm.
and when you have two incomes and you both stop working because you're with your loved one who's really sick, your little one, well, there's no paycheck coming in.
Yeah, and let's use this as a as an example. So let's say every month you put $100 into your savings account.
Hmm.
Okay. Versus let's say, I'm not saying $100 is a large amount of money, but I'm just saying $100 just for simplicity. And let's say we do a critical illness for $100, and that gives you $100,000 tax free paid out to you. So let's choose option A. We're going to put $100 a month away. So that's $1,200 a year. Let's say 5 years later we get sick. So you do the math, Tanisha. What's that? 50, about
I
six
threw
thousand.
my phone away.
That's about 6,000 we say we have in our savings from that $100 a month. So now we got to pull out all of our
That's,
savings.
yeah, that's roughly 6,000.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
have maybe 2 months worth of expenses covered. Whereas, okay, yeah, so we paid $100 a month for this critical illness policy, and we needed it 5 years later, and we get tax free. Anybody like tax free? hundred
Mhm.
thousand into our bank account. Or what if we never use that policy? Guess what? There's something called return of premium. So you
Mhm.
can actually build, it's like another savings plan, and you can get all of that return of premium back. It's a win win
Yeah.
win. And you don't
So
have to touch your
you,
savings.
yeah, you have a healthy kid that makes it, no critical
Kid, cat,
illnesses.
whatever.
You get
Yeah.
all that money back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
beautiful. It's beautiful. And with the stats now, 1 in 2 people before age 45 are getting a critical illness
that's
of
crazy.
some form.
Yeah. You
One in
think,
two.
yeah, that's crazy. Used to be like
That's
one
me
in
and
three.
Charlene. One of us is gonna get.
Yeah. Great.
Excuse
Yeah.
my
Great.
language.
Thanks for the great. Boy, we're Debbie Downers today. Yeah. But
No, it's real.
yeah, it is so
And
real.
you can find prosperity
Yeah,
in making sure your family's protected.
exactly. Yeah. So you're the pillar of your family.
Hmm.
Take care of them and their needs. Um, but yeah, that's what Tanisha and I advocate for is, to help families within their means of what suits them the best. And the cool thing is we get to go shop around to find the best for them, which is even better,
Yeah.
right? So it's pretty
We get
exciting.
to be the change in the industry that we want to see.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
exactly.
awesome. Being a broker, we get to share multiple options with multiple companies, different price points, different benefits, and the client gets to choose what they like best.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's called needs based.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be able to like, oh yeah, let's put $1 million on you. Well, that's not how it works. Nobody needs $1 million for the rest of your life unless you're like the ultimate rich people. You use that to build wealth, right? But we can
Yes.
still help the average middle income family build wealth inside their policies for their future.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And change their children's future and their grandchildren's
and their
future.
grandchildren. Exactly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty
It's a
interesting.
big deal.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's, insurance has been around a very, very long time. And there's yeah, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly, all just like in any industry. You're always going to come
Mhm.
across the good, the bad, the ugly. But
Mhm.
I'll let you all out there know that we just do the good to
Yeah.
help fix the bad and the ugly.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And on the flip side of that, Charlene and I mentioned that, insurance is a very, very integral part of what we do. And, it makes big impacts in people's lives. But there's another product that we utilize, and that's my second client story or testimonial is, you know, we don't only just do insurance. We do investment, we do retirement planning, we do tax strategies, we help with debt management, we do
Uh-huh.
mortgage referrals, all sorts of stuff. Okay. The list is literally so long. I wouldn't have time to explain it to you all. Anyways, the thing is with another product that we have, it's an investment product. And this is my second client story. Okay. I had an elderly client open up a TFSA. Okay. To help save some of her money that she had coming in a tax-free environment to build it. She was diagnosed with a very serious form of cancer, and she knew what was happening. She knew what was coming. And she called me and she said, I'd like to move everything out of there, please, so that I can disperse it better when the time comes. And I actually had to explain to her again the product that she had utilized. So, with this product, this investment product, this TFSA, okay, it comes with what's called guarantees and protection. Okay. It's part of the product that we
So
utilize.
basically, the insurance companies and the investment company came together and they made a baby. And now investments have a wrapper of insurance around them. So it's guaranteed to go directly to your beneficiary and bypasses the estate and the probate and everything.
Hmm.
Whereas if you just have an investment, a regular, like a mutual fund or a GIC at the bank, those are actually going to become part of your estate before they get dispersed.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you're going to have
Yeah.
lawyer fees and blah, 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 blah. And the other cool thing with Tanisha is that lady can call her before she had passed to make sure everything was correct.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when I explained this to her and I explained the protection and I said, listen, what's going to happen to the money in here after you pass is it's going to bypass the estate. It's going to bypass probate. It's going to go directly to the beneficiary named on file right away. And it's creditor protected. So this is actually the best environment for that money to sit in because it's going to be the easiest solution and tax-free solution for your beneficiary. Okay. So she called me. She was doing what's called the MAID program because it was terminal. She did fight it for a little while, but it was terminal. And she called me to tell me to say goodbye. It
Yeah.
was, sorry, it was one of the best experiences I could have had because it put my heart more into what we do and
Mm-hmm.
how we can help people and how we make relationships with our clients so that they can call us
Mm-hmm.
in their times of need. And she called me to say goodbye and to just check one more time that everything was going to be okay. And so I got to say my goodbyes and I got to impact her life because she knew that everything was going to be okay for her family when she left.
Yeah. Like that's huge, you guys. You know, you got somebody like Tanisha that's taking care of her people, her clients. And, now Tanisha's going to reach out to that beneficiary, what you already did. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we take on more responsibility than just like getting people in a better position. We actually build relationships with our clients
Hmm.
and the people in their life.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah.
They get a relationship, not just a
One eight
broker.
hundred 1-800, stay on hold, please.
Yeah, yeah, they get a real person who actually cares. And that was one of my most impactful moments so far as, in this industry of finance is I got to bring that peace to her and then to her family because it
Yeah,
was really easy. It was one form. It was one form, one signature for my client.
yeah,
I mean, for the beneficiary. And then I did the rest. And it was still easy on my side. It was just one form. The company made it a breeze.
yeah.
A breeze.
And they send a check out.
No, thankfully so my client and my beneficiary actually both had TFSAs in the same company.
Oh, okay.
Um, so what happened is they literally just took one TFSA and put it in the other. That was it. It was just
Yeah,
picked up and dropped in the other one. Done.
yeah. That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
that
incredible.
is so easy.
It was so easy. They didn't have to worry about a thing. Nothing.
Yeah, very cool. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah. And that's just part of the impact we can have.
Hmm.
I listened to quite a few testimonials of clients at our convention in Vegas last month or at the beginning of this month. And the amount of impact that life insurance and those investment products and having a proper plan in place and just making sure that everything's ready just in case, the amount of impact that that has is sacred. It's you cannot get it anywhere else. It's just not available to anywhere else. You can't get this kind of impact.
No, that's right.
Not to mention the oh man, we have so many options. There's so many options.
Yep. And that's the cool thing. So Tanisha and I, when we bring ideas back to our clients, we bring them not just a idea, we bring them like ideas.
Hmm.
We could do this, or we could do this, or we could start here and build up to this.
And you know what? I have had clients just say, "Hey, you know what's best. I don't want to make a decision."
Yep, that too. That can happen.
I have had clients, they're like, "I don't care. I trust you. Do it."
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, you have to tell me." I'm like, "Can you just, okay, these are my two favorites. Can you pick A or B?"
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, because that's a lot of pressure on me. I'm like, you have to make some kind of decision in this process. But
Yeah.
it feels nice to be trusted
Yeah.
because, they just they want something good, but they don't know
Exactly.
what.
Yeah. Yeah. This stuff should be taught to us in school. Not in maybe the great detail that we go into, but just, a lot of things, well, just around money, finance, decisions, impacts, income tax, you know, all of that fun
Hmm.
adulting stuff. Woohoo!
Good debt versus bad debt, how to
Yeah.
utilize debt to grow your credit rating, not hurt your credit rating.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so
Yeah.
much to it. But yeah, that's how we go out and make a difference for others. So
Hmm.
I think Tanisha's got some ideas coming up for some guests for our next few
Hmm.
podcasts. I'm really, really excited. She's going to reach out and line those up.
Yeah, yeah, I do have some really great ideas. So we are entrepreneurs, clearly. We love what we do. I am a recruiter. I recruit and train and develop leaders. It is one of my biggest passions is helping others build and create their freedom in their way. And but our industry isn't for everyone, and I'll be just completely frank about that. Not everyone can handle it. And not everybody likes it, and that's okay. Takes all types to run the world. So I want to talk to some other entrepreneurs in different industries to
Yeah.
give us an insight into different areas of entrepreneurial business. I have one in mind who, just utilizes their own talents, um, both in like creating art, uh, both physical and written. And then I want to talk to another one who's actually created some really successful healthcare, or not healthcare, health and wellness, like beauty end of things, so
Hmm.
that we can get a couple different spectrums for our listeners to help, build ideas and build that prosperity in
Yeah,
their lives.
exactly. Yeah. In today's day and age, I think having a side hustle is really important,
Very.
versus trying to find another part-time job.
Hmm.
Because I think that the side hustle is going to create you some tax benefits, right? Whereas if you go and get another part-time 20 an hour, 30-hour a week job, you're paying taxes,
Yeah,
tax. So
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
we need to find ways to reduce these taxes,
Hmm.
and a side hustle, so whatever that might be. So
Yeah.
you got to find what speaks to you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, that'll be coming up in the next couple episodes. I just have to line up dates and times with these other individuals so that we can get them on. But yeah, we're really excited to share that with you guys, and you know, we we really care about our clients, and we want you to know, our listeners, that if you need advice, if you need someone to do a review of what you already have, our services don't cost you anything,
Yeah.
because being a broker means that the companies we deal with pay us, not the client. So if you want a complimentary review, if you want to look at different types of insurance, if you want to look at different types of investments, we have your back. Reach out to us. You know where we are. We have our social medias. We have email addresses. It's everywhere. Just reach out.
Yep.
We can help you.
Yeah. And
Shameless plugs.
it's just like, and it's not like, yeah, leave your wallet at home for God's sakes. I
Yeah.
always like that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a. It is what it is. We bring it back. Plan A, Plan B, and or Plan C. Just keep doing what you're doing, which is totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's up
And
to you.
that's exactly it. It is your choice. It is
Yeah,
no obligation, and it doesn't hurt to get a second
that was the word I was
opinion,
looking for.
which is a checkup from the neck up.
Yep.
Okay? Let's make sure you're on track. Let's get you into the things that you need to be into, or take you out of things that you don't need to be into, and let's just get everything running smoothly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Tanisha, it's too nice out to be on this computer, so I'm out.
Okay. You go play in the sunshine.
Yeah.
I have a few client things I need to do before I can go play out in the sunshine, but then I am going to join you. So,
Awesome.
to all of our listeners, thank you so much for being with us. As always, subscribe, follow. It's a great way to support us and get us out there. And in the meantime, have a beautiful week, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. Enjoy your week, everybody. And I believe this weekend is a long weekend, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm never
It
right, so I'm
is.
never wrong. All right. We'll talk to
All
you
right.
all later.
Bye.